the 1950s, 60s, and even the 70s, Britain, and we were a little bit oversubscribed for fun when it came to cars. In terms of small, lightweight sport roadsters, we were spoilt for choice. You had your Lotus Elans, your Triumph Spitfires, your MGBs, and then we had this. Now, the car to my right, I think, is one of the best of the bunch, one of the lightest, the most fun, the most engaging, and arguably quirkiest of them all. Hello and welcome to the Austin-Healey Sprite. Now you join me here on a glorious summer's day, or as close as we're going to get to one here in Britain, with this, a 1959 Mk1 Austin-Healey Sprite, or Frogeye Sprite. And we're going to have a proper look around this thing, inside and out, not that there's much of it, and then under the bonnet. And after all that, we're going to get it out on the road and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I think. So let's crack on. Now, if you're a dab hand in your local pub quiz team when it comes to knowledge about the British car scene in the mid-20th century, which I'm sure we all are, then the name Donald Healey is probably already a little bit familiar to you. Healey was one of the most pivotal and influential car creators and designers of his era, responsible for some seriously epic things, and the Austin-Healey Sprite was to be his latest endeavour in 1958. It wasn't his usual sort of thing though. No, Healey was typically responsible for big, throaty, six-cylinder, large-engine sports cars, but he wanted a departure from this, and the Austin-Healey would be that. A small, lightweight and fun roadster that, quote-unquote, a man could tinker with in his own bike shed. What resulted was the car in front of me here, the Mk1 Austin-Healey Sprite, also known as the Frogeye Sprite here in the UK and Europe, or across the pond in the US, the Bug-Eye Sprite. I wonder if you can tell why. The staple of this car, obviously, in terms of design, was these little pop-up headlights. Now, these were supposed to be like a Porsche 928's headlights, if you think, where they pop up like this and then they retract away. But cost-cutting measures meant they were fixed in place, hence the car got its characteristic Frogeye name here in Old Blighty. These Healeys were something of a part-sharing exercise. Thanks to Donald Healey's good relationship with the folks over at the Longbridge factory, we got ourselves a lot of different Austin and Morris parts, all put together into this nice, smart, svelte package. The key thing about this car really was that it was the first volume sports car to use a pretty much unitary body monocoque construction. Now, it isn't a full monocoque body, there is a little bit of chassis up here at the front. The bulk of the design and strength came from this one big unitary body. The Healey Sprite was nothing short of a success upon its introduction in 1958. It was a real testament to Donald Healey's design. It was well engineered, it was fun to drive, it was sporty, it was cheap at not much more than £650, and above all else, it was nice and light, weighing not much more than half a tonne. The Healey Sprite was made in 4 main generations, the Mark 1, 2, 3 and 4, this being a Mark 1 of which around 49,000 were sold. It's often argued to be the best of the bunch because after this they sort of became redesigned, rebodied MG midgets. There's a really loud plane going overhead. Inside kept things nice and simple in the pursuit of both lightness and cost effectiveness. 2 seats and not a lot else. There's a couple of little switches and tabs up here, including a pull tab to start, and then obviously this central rear view mirror. There were no side mirrors on these early cars. A previous owner of this one's obviously fit this second rear view mirror for a bit of extra visibility. It's a comfortable place to be, and it's actually surprisingly roomy once you're in, though when this does have its soft top roof and side windows, fair weather gear one might say, I'll attach a picture of what that looks like here, it does get a little bit harder to get in and out of. It's a funny old design, this, largely down to, I presume, cost-cutting measures and obviously simplicity. It doesn't even really have a boot lid. There is storage down here, but this is a sealed panel, so if you want to get anything in there, like the spare wheel that's sitting in this one, you've got to slide it through after folding away the seats. Overall, though, it's a very pleasant place to be. I'm sure this proves for a rather interesting camera angle, but under the bonnet here we have a lovely 948cc 4-cylinder engine, also known as an A-series engine. This found a home in an Austin A35 and in some Morris Minors, though not in this particular tune. Obviously, with this being a sports car, they needed to turn things up a little bit, and so a twin set of SU carburetors were fitted. This took power up to a blisteringly high 43 horsepower, and top speed was around 82 miles an hour. This was one hell of a rocket, you might say. So then, the little Frogeye Sprite, let's see what it's like to drive. That soundtrack is iconic. I couldn't be in anything other than a classic British roadster at the moment, and in my opinion, this is the sign that summer is well and truly here. It's a lovely day, I've got no roof and I'm in a Frogeye Sprite. What more could I want? Well, apologies for the brief interlude. My camera mount seems to be giving up the ghost. Let's see if it can hold out for the rest of this driving portion. This car is a principal case of you don't need a lot of power to have a lot of fun. 43 horsepower, a tiny little A-series engine. It's all you need, and the smile, I'm grinning ear to ear. It's tremendous fun, this little thing. It's got such a wonderful little soundtrack, and because it weighs absolutely nothing, it's a really nippy, fun little thing to drive. Power delivery is rather good. There's a wonderful level of fanfare with all of that engine note and all of that sky above me. And I've got a great little 4-speed manual gearbox to go along with it. It's a really fun, dynamic and engaging car to drive this, especially on a day like today on a road like this. Road holding is beyond impressive for a car like this. I knew it would be fun in the corners, but I wasn't expecting it to be so tight and sharp and composed, but it really is a very fun and dynamic little thing. It's awfully nippy too, and because it's so small and weighs so little, it's excellently manoeuvrable. And I don't know if you would have called even the cyclist waving at me, that really says something. It's such a happy and fun looking car that you can't help but love it. Everyone seems to receive this thing positively. You need to get yourself one of these. What a fun little thing. So then, the mighty Mk1 Austin-Healey Frogeye Sprite. What do I think? Well, I'm actually quite fond of the thing. I've really enjoyed my time with it. Back in the day, I didn't really used to give these a second look. We sort of take them for granted a little bit. When you go to a classic car show here in England, there's normally an abundance of things like this, midgets, MGBs, Triumph Spitfires, etc. So you sort of find them almost a little bit commonplace, and that's a crying shame because having spent some time with this one, I've really grown to like it. It drives excellently with that nice little 948cc A-series engine, and the gearbox is all just set up really, really well. You can tell it's a well-engineered thing. It's dynamic, it's fun, it's engaging, and there's a lovely level of fanfare with it, especially with all the roof off and everything on a lovely day like today. It's enjoyable, it's easy to live with, it's nice and easy to keep going, it's economical to repair, and parts are readily available. In terms of fun, lightweight sports cars here in England, this is probably one of the better ones, I'd say. I'd have this over an MG Midget. It just stands out that little bit more. I think it really looks the part, especially these early cars, obviously with the Frogeye front end. There's very little not to like here. Obviously, it's a little bit small and it's hard to get in and out of if you're bigger in the leg department. But if that's all I can complain about, I'm really not too fussed. Overall, the Austin-Healey Sprite Mk1 gets a thumbs up from me. Thank you very much for watching the video review on what is arguably one of the happiest looking cars we've ever had here on the channel. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you like this sort of thing, please check out our other video reviews. And remember, if you have a classic car to sell, please get in touch with us.